Hey strangers, what's up? Today we're going to talk about today today we're going to talk about some real shit. You know, it's positively terrifying how your brain can sort of trap you in cycles, like how your psyche can just stop working. This entire month, February, has just been a month. So much of January was dedicated to making the Kingdom Hearts video that once it was out, I like didn't really have a plan for what to do afterwards. So I make plans, videos to make, and videos to make, but then time constraints are coming in, and I gotta get these two videos out by the end of February. So that means you gotta write shorter videos and make shorter videos. But I don't end up making those shorter videos. Why don't I do that? Right? Like, why can't I get out two videos a month? Any amateurish hack should be able to do that. It shouldn't be hard. Why can't I be productive? Why can't I be as productive as I was back in, say, June? I think it has to do with the way I structure my days. So, in late September, I got a job that makes me financially stable. It's a really, really good thing to do to get that job. I've been promoted heavily, and I've been paid a lot more than I was when I got in, and I like it. And I work Thursday through Sunday, 3 to 11, basically. And this job has me naturally going to sleep late at night, which is fine because I naturally go to sleep quite late. This is a story for another day, but I actually have a very complicated, weird, unpleasant history with sleep. And long story short is my brain is broken, and in order to go to sleep naturally before 3, I use pills. But yeah, again, story for another time. I really like messing with this soap throughout this video. I really shouldn't do that. That was unintentional. Now, you're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep, but I don't set my alarm for 8 hours in the future. So I end up getting too much sleep, which makes me groggy, makes me have weird, disturbing dreams that I shouldn't get into. And I end up, say, rolling out of bed around 12:30. So I go straight to the computer. And I don't go to type, I don't go to the shower, I don't go to work out. I just open a YouTube tab, and I don't even, watch enriching, narrative media anymore. I watch a dude play League of Legends for 30 minutes, or play Magic the Gathering or Super Mario Maker, and I don't even these people are hustling and they're putting out really good content. I really respect the people who are making these videos. This very entertaining, reliable product, but it's just a thing I do to pass the time, and there's no point to it. And I'm watching all these videos, and before you know it, it's 2 o'clock, 1:30, and I gotta get my dinner packed, and I gotta get in the shower so I can go to work on time. And that's how my Thursdays and my Sundays go. Sundays are a little different because I wake up earlier, so I go to church. But as soon as I get back from church, I'm tired because I woke up early, and so I nap a little and then do that thing, and nothing. So nothing gets done on Thursdays or Sundays besides work. Unless I have a video in the editing bag. I can edit a little here, a little there, and so that can work sometimes. Get a little editing done. But I haven't had a video in the editing bay for reasons I'm about to explain. So then Monday through Wednesday are supposed to be my non-work days, right? That's when you're supposed to get stuff done. And this past month, that concept has completely fallen apart. So for the past 2 years, I have organized my life around these lists. And it's a series of tasks I'm supposed to do roughly in this order. And that actually, when I implemented that when I was 19, it actually made my life a whole lot better. It allowed me to get a lot more stuff done and track my progress and say, oh, hey, look at all this stuff I'm getting done. However, I think it's starting to become antiquated and working against me. And so I thought that a good thing to do would be to split up tasks. So say I write 200 words and I play a little of this visual novel I'm trying to get through, and then I write 200 more words and I empty the trash, and the entire time I have 3 YouTube tabs open, and I'm just bouncing back and forth between these videos. And that's just destroying my time. And this was so much easier when I didn't have a job. When I didn't have a job, I didn't have to do anything on a certain timeline. I could stay up all night and just work whenever I felt like it. And for some reason, that actually kind of worked. The only thing I had scheduled for the week was church service. And so the rest of the time was just amorphous, and there was no constraint. But in 2019, that's just not working for me. Over the past 4 months, I've just found myself, without even noticing it at first, I just got less and less and less and less and less and less productive because instead of sitting and doing a whole task at once and getting things done, I'm just sort of just bouncing throughout hours and just wasting time. And I don't even notice it. I don't even notice all these days slipping away from me. I don't, and because it's happening so slowly, it's getting worse and worse so slowly. I never really noticed how, like, less I'm getting done each day. Now, I have begun to dread filming. Filming is the hardest part of these videos. It's actually a lot easier for me now than it used to be. 2 years ago, filming was just awful. And before I film, I've set up the camera and the microphones. Before I do that, I have to get dressed. I kind of dressed down in this video to make it a little more casual. Before that, I have to shower. So I don't look like a complete trash monster, which is my natural state. And for some reason, I don't really like doing this process at night. It's like 4 o'clock now. I don't want to shower at night. I don't want to make videos at night just because I don't want to wake up other people in the house. And it's just like, because at nighttime, in my brain, that's like still, kind of from the dregs of high school and college, nighttime, that's when you like relax and you play video games and you blow off steam. Except, it's not like I was working during the day, so I'm even less productive during the night. And you stay up really, really late. So I end up, waking up at 12 or 1. So there's only like 5 hours of daylight to even do things, and I end up wasting most of those times floating through videos. And then by the time it's like 5 o'clock, I feel bad because I haven't done anything. And then I feel bad even worse on Tuesday because I wasted Monday, and I feel even worse on Wednesday because I wasted Tuesday, and this all piles up on itself. And my brain is just telling me that I'm this useless sack of shit because I'm not living up to the person I want to be, and I get more and more discouraged. That makes me less motivated, which makes me dread filming more and more. And the reason the filming is really hard, on top of all the setup time, which actually isn't that long, is that I am an extrovert. I feed off of people and crowds and making people laugh. But when you make a video, it's just me staring into this black lens. And there's nothing to feed off. So I'm just consuming my own energy. And so it's a lot more exhausting. And also, I have this, I rewatch these videos when in the editing bay, and I just feel like I am so boring, and I'm so much less, funny and personable than I am in real life. And I feel like I always end up coming off like this super generic, boring person. Because I still haven't really figured out this whole internet personality thing yet. I don't. That's a conversation for another day. The long story of that, short of that, is that I have no idea how much of a freak you people want me to be. But I guess we'll figure it out. So yeah, I just got more and more discouraged, and around the 26th of February, about 10:30 at night, I realized I'd fallen into a state of depression. Now, I want to be clear. I have been formally diagnosed with a mood disorder. It's a disease that I live with. And depression is a thing I've suffered from since I was around, 10 or 11. And it usually manifests in these long bouts of time. I'm talking months, where I experience an extreme lack of motivation, empathy, emotion, and investment in and hope for my future. Essentially, I fall into apathy, and I feel like there's no point doing anything because there's no hope, and it's worthless, and it's all trash. It's all trash brain way of thinking. And this was where I was in July through early September. That's when it started to get really bad, which before that, 2018 was the happiest year of my entire life. It still was, really. But, and hopefully 2019 will be even happier than 2018. Should be. So in that time, I fell into depression because I was failing to find a job, and I was becoming more and more financially insecure and unstable, and I was feeling worthless because of that. And I thought that if I had a job, if I was paying rent, if I was financially stable, then it will go away. And that did happen. But depression snuck up on me anyway. It's tricky like that. And I think that's because I am a a kid. I'm 21, and I have been failing to maintain the work-life balance that the adults talk about. So I have figured out that the way my brain works is I'm not challenging myself and doing what makes me happy and creating art. My mind will eat itself. This has affected every part of my life. Now that I look back, and now that I have this clarity and I realize that I'm depressed, I look back at February, like, I used to pride myself on the fact that I could bust out 1,600 words without even, like, trying, really, a day. And for the last 2 years, I had used these word quotas to, that I started at 800 and I moved it up. And I don't do that anymore. And I told myself because I didn't have time for a job and all, and that I could be more flexible but no. I can't be spreading out my creative time. I can't be doing like 200 words here, 100 words there, because I end up only writing like 300 words a day, and that just makes me feel awful. Because I don't have this concentrated creative time to get in my own groove and love it, and I can't do it. The script for this video is 2,100 words, and I busted that out in 2 hours, and it felt awesome. I can do it. I just have to sit down and do it, not flirt around aimlessly all day. And to get personal in a different way, I have found it hard to pray recently because I feel distant from God. And frankly, I don't know what to talk to him about, which is weird because I should probably be talking to him about this. I work out irregularly and not enough. Before winter, I had this really nice running routine going on because I really want to get jacked and fit and tough and 10 out of 10. But it was cold at night, so I abandoned that. And so that's a source of pride and improvement in dopamine that I'm not getting. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a plan. Here is my new plan. I am going to actively order my days. Obviously, this meandering grab bag task system has just gotten me unmoored, and it's just worthless. So when I wake up, which is going to be between 9 and 10, we're going to go to bed earlier. We're going to wake up with an alarm every night. So we're getting 8 hours, but we're not getting more than 8 hours. I'm immediately going to jump in the shower. This is a great thing about being like a high school student is you wake up and you have to be at school at 7:45, so you just immediately have to get in the shower, and you hate it, but like you can effectively start your day. I have a job where I can wake up at 1 and be fine, but that's my brain can't handle that. So we get a jump start to the day instead of just meandering around. And we go into prayer and Bible time. I'm actually going to focus on reading the New Testament. I have been spending the last few months in the Old Testament because I want to be able to say I've read the whole thing cover to cover. And right now I just think I need the clear engagement of the New Testament. Then we're going to write. And I am putting word quotas back. I'll probably amp this up, but I'm going to start out around 1,200 words word quota just before I can get back into my groove. I will not have any tabs open during this process except for email, which I don't check regularly because I don't get a lot of email. I just always haven't. That's my first tab. Sometimes I'll have. You want to know how stressed out I am? You measure my tabs. Back when I was like in college, I have like 13 tabs open at once. But yeah, the first tab is always the email tab, and then I have a music tab open because I always write to music. That's all. Nothing else is going to be allowed. And I'm going to sit there until I get motivated. I'm going to do it. Because I can do it. Again, I wrote this 2,100 word thing in 2 hours. So it's possible. And frankly, I need that accomplishment to have pride in myself as a writer in order to be motivation to make more creative works. And doing that broke me out when I realized I slipped into the early stages of depression. And I've honestly never done this before in my entire life. I kind of reversed course out of it by sitting down and writing this script, which that's a lot better than I was when I was a teenager. And I would just... Because the thing about depression is you don't realize you're in it until, like, sometimes even a month in, for me. And by that point, it's too late to implement quicker fixes. So there will be a workout section concentrated, not split out up over the course of the day. We're going to do stretches, then crunches, then we're going to go lift, and then we're going to go run in that order, unless I get better advice or find a different way to do it, or probably add on other tasks. Should probably start doing squats. And we're going to be running in the daytime, which is something I don't do normally, but around the night, it's going to interfere with my sleep schedule and make it hard to go to bed early. If it's a work day, after that, I'll probably need to go to work, and if I have any spare time, that will be spent on video editing. If it's not a work day, then I'll have a break time where I read my book for the month and give for some sorted tasks on my monthly list. I should mention I'm also going to try and eat more regular meals and be a lot healthier. Going to get those carrots in my life. No more starving myself for 12 hours and then grabbing some crackers and just grazing. That is not healthy. Because, you don't eat because you feel like you don't deserve food, but then when you get food, you're just kind of eating to make yourself feel better. Then we're going to spend another, say, 2-hour block working on video stuff and call a friend in the nighttime. The only exception to this is going to be days when I record. And when I record, that's going to be the first thing I do, because I need to always have a video in the editing bay. I can not really even describe. If I don't have an active project, this whole thing falls apart. Now, I don't know if any of y'all have a mental condition like I do, but I think we all have to keep fighting to stay motivated. We can't settle for a mediocre existence. That's a terrifying thing about the way I am now, and that's why I slip into this depression, because I'm financially stable. I could just not change, just not put out any videos, not work on my book, and which, if I mentioned I'm working on it, we'll put that on. I let that slip. Let's keep it on the down low. It's our secret. I could just not, and there's no incentive for me to change other than me. And I also gotta get rid of this endless supply of popcorn entertainment and all of these little videos that are just shallow rewards. I'm only watching narrative-based stuff now. Entertainment comes from Netflix and Crunchyroll. If I'm watching YouTube, it's going to be like a deep video essay on something. This is all stuff that inspires me, that I need. This is artistic content that inspires me to make my videos. Truth is, if I'm not growing, I'm rotting. And I'm just settling for this subsistence lifestyle, which, the way my brain works, just makes me severely unhappy. And as the older I get, the less I can afford to hate myself. That's a luxury that I can't afford to do anymore. So we're going to see if this new lifestyle works. You will be able to tell if it works if I get those 2 videos out a month in March. And beyond, maybe I'll make another vlog a few months out, tell you if this works. And I guess to wrap this up, if you have a mental illness, that's okay. But I feel like we need to put some more pressure on the fact that you need to pull yourself out of that, man. Go to therapy and take the brain drugs. Those 2 things can be very, very useful. I do the first one. I am looking to get into the second one. But how you feel is often going to be direct in some way, at least, if not completely, directly affected by the way you treat your body, which is your brain. Your body is your brain. They're very heavily connected, and the way you live your life, what you prioritize, how you feel, all right, whether or not you're taking in positive stuff or negative stuff. Okay, maybe if you're constantly calling yourself a sack of shit and worthless every day, then you're saying, oh, why this should be easy for you. Why can't you do it? Maybe you need to stop that. Maybe you need to treat yourself nice. The only one that can make yourself live a fulfilling life is you. And that's not a switch you can flip on. It's something that has to be built day by day on a foundation of doing something that makes you feel good, and that makes something more you feel good, and setting up your life in a way that will build positive stuff instead of negative stuff. Thank you for listening. This is a very boring person making a very boring video. If you got to the end, it's very, very sweet. And kind of made this video. Again, I literally just wrote this script to snap myself out of the depression, and I made this video because, I don't know, I think some people might find it interesting and someone might find it useful. Solidarity of the brain broken people and all that. So thank you. And I'm going to get on making some actual content that I like. Because this is the reason I make videos, is because I want to make them. I feel a desire to do it. It makes me feel good. And gonna do that, and y'all be good.